Using automation is a great way for gym owners to save time and be more efficient. But it can also feel a little bit overwhelming if you're not a tech-forward kind of person. And frankly, you can go overboard and put in too many automations. Remember, we still gotta be humans. In this video, I'll show you 3 of my favorite simple automations you can use right away to get better results with less effort. My name is Mark Fisher from businessunicorns.com, and if you like getting better results, you might want, that was weird. If you like getting better results, you might want to click the link in the description box below for our free gym owner report card, or you can go to gympreneur.com. This is an awesome free assessment that will allow you to quickly understand what is the rate limiting factor in your business, or stated differently, what is the next thing you have to fix to move the ball forward. Remember, we only have so many hours in the day. Part of the game is working in a thoughtful and sequential way and doing the right things in the right order. Speaking of doing the right thing, let's talk about automation. Now, I gotta tell you, when you sign up for a lot of these platforms, they'll kind of make it sound like it's a business in a box. It just, everything's automated and just sells and does all your client stuff and washes your dishes and takes care of your kid and takes your dog for a walk. And well, the robots aren't there yet. In fact, my favorite definition of technology is things that don't quite work yet. But there are a lot of awesome things we can do with automation, and there's a handful of things that I would say are borderline must do in today's day and age because they really do provide a lot of bang for the automation buck. Number 1, when someone opts into a low barrier offer or a free call or a free intro or free week or whatever your first step that someone takes when they're interested in working with you, we know speed is the key. Got speed for that lead. In a perfect world, we want to call them within 5 minutes, and while a phone call should still be a piece of this, we want to automate this process. We want to automate a text that goes out relatively immediately to the client. We want to automate an email that goes out immediately to the client, encouraging them to take whatever the next step is, whether it's buy a paid trial or book their call. And importantly, we also want to have some way to automate an high alert, an urgent alert to you, or if you have someone else on your team that's handling sales, because remember, we do want to call them if possible. This is a golden opportunity because when people are interested, they're interested right then, and 3 minutes later, they might not be interested. Now, I know in a perfect world we'll call them, but I don't know about you. At Mark Fisher Fitness, a lot of people opt in late night. So I'm thinking Mrs. Rossini's there. She's 3 martinis deep looking on her phone. She's like, I'm gonna do Mark Fisher Fitness now. No one on my team is calling anyone at 11 o'clock at night, but Mrs. Rossini could get a nudge with a text and an email to take the next step if she's ready to move right then and there. So I'm gonna say one more time, this doesn't excuse you of the responsibility to call immediately, but it will help support you and give you some extra automated love. Number 2, my second favorite use of automation is for member feedback during the onboarding period. Now, it's no secret the first few months are a very important part of a new client's life. In fact, I filmed a video on this topic with 3 gym onboarding tips to skyrocket retention. You can find it in the description box below, directly below the subscribe button. Smash.
Smash.
Once again, there is a balance in onboarding, and we want to be humans. We don't want to try to have the robots run our business, but you can build in some pretty simple automated sequences to check in and get some member feedback during this very important period. Now, this could be something as simple as a 14-day, 30-day, 60-day. It's up to you the frequency and the duration you want. I think, again, you can overdo automation, you can overdo asking for feedback, but in the beginning, we really want to stay thick as thieves and really make sure that they're enjoying their experience. In practice, this is one of those systems that sounds really great in theory, but people don't want to fill out feedback surveys, and they will sometimes, and you should ask. I'm not giving you an excuse to be a nihilist here, right? We still want to ask for the feedback, but in practice, people have a lot of things going on. I mean, they like your gym, they're having a good experience, whatever. There's other things going on in their life they just care about a little bit more. Now, the third thing that I love to create automations for, I've already alluded to here in both of the previous automations, which is things that automate reminding your team, giving them a notification to do a manual and human task. So if you'll recall, in the first outreach, yes, the prospect gets a text and email saying, let's do the next thing now. But your team is also notified to ideally take action immediately. In our second automation, if individuals do not fill out the feedback form, our team gets notified to that now give them a phone call and do a more manual and human outreach to make sure they're enjoying their experience here. Now, that's just the tip of the iceberg. You can think of all sorts of uses for using tech automations to notify your team to accomplish tasks. This could be anything from sending a notification to check on member attendance in the first 14 days to make sure that people are showing up. The sky's the limit here, and you can get very, very creative, but I wanna say that one of my favorite uses of these automation tools are, in fact, not necessarily things that get automated to the client, which always inevitably have the veneer of a robot, but automating our team so we're less likely to have things fall through the crack. We don't have to deal with spreadsheets. We're not scheduling emails in Gmail. It's just automated and linked in with the member fulfillment series or whatever you're linking it into. So we are always automated to do whatever it is we need to do to make sure that they're getting the human loving. All right, friends, so big topic. I know there is a lot to consider when you're looking at automation. I know it can feel a little bit overwhelming, but hopefully you can see these are pretty simple ways to get a really good bang for your buck without losing the all-important human touch. The robots will be our overlords, but not today. All right, friends, as always, if you're interested in learning more, you can head over to businessforunicorns.com to find out more about how we help training gym owners create more income, more impact, and more personal freedom. I'll see you for a video in the near future where I shall share more actionable tips, psychological frameworks, and philosophy.